Thank you, thank you. How are you doing? Good? Good? Perfect. So I'm living in Barcelona, but actually I'm from Argentina. I will try to explain what are we working on, what are our next steps, how can you get involved with the project. I'm part of the community team. We are not building community, we are just facilitating and helping the communities that are here. So I would like to start showing this. I was around London for last few days, and I get into the British Museum, and in the coin section I found this. What you can see is that it's cheaper to, write this sign on Zimbabwean pesos instead of using paper because they are losing a lot of value. So this is all blockchain and Bitcoin about. Today we are here in this meetup, and in Argentina it's happening something super curious. This 2 peso bill that 18 years ago was $2, now it's going out of circulation because it's worth only 9 cents of the dollar, only in 18 years. So from the place that we are coming, South America and emerging countries, we see this technology as a disruptive way of changing people's lives. So the vision of RSK, and I want to start from that, it's changing 1 billion people and including them into the financial system. So blockchain is not for us. We have credit cards, bank accounts, we have all solved in the financial side. But for people that cannot afford a loan or they are sending money to their home countries doing remittances, it's super expensive, the financial system and the financial services. So this is our main, our core objective. So what we know is that the last 20, 25 years, we've been facing and living this era of internet that we call the internet of knowledge and communication. And all the services that we are happy to use now in our pockets, it's because a lot of people were working in a lot of layers of services among the time, and the maturity of internet now, it's allowing us to grab an Uber or pay for these beers without even the credit card, or watching movies just from our couch instead of going to Blockbuster or whatever. What we see as blockchain is changing this and transforming the Internet of Information that was built in these 25 years, 30 years, in layers, starting from protocols, going through human protocols, to the web that we see as a communication layer. And on top of that, the social media and all the use cases that we use frequently on top of the technology. So this new era of the internet is the era that we call the Internet of Value. It's the first time in history that the Bitcoin blockchain is allowing us to use the internet not just to sending information on or a request to a centralized corporation or company. It's allowing us to send real value over the internet. And this new internet is going to be built in layers as well. So we see Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ether, these all crypto economies as the first layer of this new era of the internet. On top of that, we are adding logic. On top of that, we are seeing a lot of improvements in scaling these first layer solutions. And even on top of that, we are going to see all the use cases, as I mentioned before, Facebook and all the social emails, every use case that is built on top of the network, that solutions are going to change the financial system and the way we see the solutions. So we started focusing on the first layer, Bitcoin. How many of you have Bitcoin? Good. So we trust on the platform. It's a really mature platform now. All the smarter guys in the industry are, approving Bitcoin as the most secure blockchain that is on the ecosystem now. It's 9 years old, so it's mature. And we see that as the store of value layer. On top of that, and the problem of Bitcoin is that the blockchain, the Bitcoin blockchain doesn't have any logic. So it's just a ledger. On top of that, we build RSK. What is RSK? For the ones who doesn't know, it's the business logic on top of the Bitcoin network. So now you can run smart contracts, but instead of paying with Ether, using Bitcoin as fuel. And that's the wow moment. Whoa, what is this guy saying? So, and we build RSK using these 5 pillars, and I will mention briefly one by one. We are Ethereum compatible. Instead of building a new wheel and a new system, we build RSK on top of Bitcoin, fully compatible with the solutions that are there that are based on Solidity and Ethereum. Instead of building a new ecosystem, we are bringing the same tools to the guys that want to build your own solutions. Instead of deploying that in Ethereum, now you have an alternative. So every Solidity contract that can run on Ethereum can run on top of RSK. So we started as a fork of the EVM, so everything that we are doing, it's based on the EVM. Yep. The second pillar is the Bitcoin and RSK Bridge. To pay with Bitcoin for the gas, we need some connections with Bitcoin. And we are the first live smart contract sidechain of Bitcoin. So we already launched the mainnet in January. So all that I'm showing is live, and you can go and start doing your solutions and deploying on RSK. This bridge is composed by a two-way pair system. I will mention who is securing this, but this allows you to send Satoshis, millibitcoins, or bitcoins to this two-way peg system. The two-way peg will lock that value and will release the same value, but that we call smart bitcoins, in the RSK sidechain. So there is no other coin. It's a smart bitcoin. The name is just because we are giving a smart layer on top of Bitcoin. And this two-way peg will give you one-to-one rate every time that you send some value to the two-way peg. So this two-way peg is secured by a federation. I will mention a little bit more later. So the value that you send to this two-way peg is secured by some centralized group of companies that will hold this value, give you and release the smart bitcoins, just for you to pay for the executions of the smart contract. And when you want to go back, because it's two-way peg, you can go from Bitcoin to smart Bitcoin and from smart Bitcoin to Bitcoin. You can send it back, that smart Bitcoins, to the two-way peg and get your Bitcoins back. Yeah. So in order to be 100% decentralized, we need this BIP, that is the Bitcoin Improvement Proposal, that we presented 1.5 years ago, to be implemented by the Bitcoin core developers. This is just one opcode to be added to the Bitcoin protocol for the miners to start voting about the transactions that are happening in other chains. So this will become, this will allow RSK to become a drive chain. Yeah? And because we have this federation, and we will allow to have an hybrid solution with miners voting as well as the federation putting a little bit more security on the value. So if you are technical, I can go more in details while drinking beer afterwards. So we are allowing merge mining. Merge mining allows a miner to mine more than one network at the same time. And we are giving Bitcoin miners the possibility to mine RSK without losing efficiency. How we do that? Do you know how a mining pool works? Yeah, it's clear. For the ones who doesn't know, really quick, every 30 seconds, the mining pool server asks for every node to send a mining proof. It's a low difficulty calculation that allows the mining pool server to know how to divide the rewards if the pool finds a good block for Bitcoin. That low difficulty calculation, it goes to the garbage. So from now, RSK is allowing to, with a plugin to the mining pool, to use this low difficulty calculation to secure RSK. Because we have blocks every 15 seconds, we can have a low difficulty calculation for every block. So that's why we are allowing this mining proof, instead of going to the garbage, using it to secure RSK. So instead of doing just a random calculation, it's something that is valuable for, in this case, you that are running smart contracts on RSK. Yeah? Is that clear? Yeah? A little bit more? Okay. So every hash that the miners are doing for Bitcoin, they continue getting rewards for the Bitcoin blockchain, and we are giving a new revenue stream for them for the transactions that are being made in RSK. So that's good for the miners. This is how it works. We can go with more details later. And this is a global federation. The federation is securing, is composed by 25 of the most important companies in the ecosystem, and is securing the two-way peg, as well as they are giving some services, for example, oracling services for the developers to trust a third party that is recognized. So these companies are holding a lot of value, billions of dollars in crypto assets, and they are not going to put their reputation just for a few satoshis that you need to run your smart contracts. Yeah? So that's the rationale of putting this federation. It's not 100% decentralized, but we are going forward with this Bitcoin improvement proposal. So, the 5 pillar is the community. As I said, we are not building technology for a new community. We are building services and products for the communities that are there, the Bitcoin and Ethereum communities. So that's why I'm more than a facilitator than a community builder. We are not building new communities. We are giving these services for you. And we build some programs to help the community grow in every corner of the planet. We see that education is a key part to solving this ecosystem. There is a lack of developers, not only in crypto, but also in technology as a whole. So we build 2 courses. One is for executives and one for technicals. We are giving this for free to individuals that want to train, or to coding schools and universities to start opening courses around blockchain, Bitcoin, of course, RSK, Solidity, smart contracts. All the stack is there and is free. If you are interested, just ask me. We are building a partner network. If you are a company that is developing solutions on top of the technology, join our partner network. We are giving and connecting the dots. Somehow people approach us because we know a lot about the Bitcoin and Ethereum technology. Sometimes we are not building solutions. We are building just infrastructure. So we connect the dots. If there is a necessity somewhere, let's say here in London, maybe we connect with a solution provider that is in Brazil. So join the network. If you're a core developer, a hardcore developer, and you want to break our code, come to our bug bounty program. We are happy to receive you, and we will give you rewards if you find bugs and problems with the network. And we are also launching an ambassador and beta tester program. If you are an enthusiast of the technology and want to continue building ecosystem in your own community, city, town, or even country, join the ambassador program. We are building this as a team. So join and we will help you as much as we can. Everything we do is open source. It's on our GitHub repository. So if you want to talk with our developers, use the Gitter channel. And if you want to get deep into the technology, not only the education course, we have, I have built these technical resources that has a lot of links, books, and information on how to start training yourself. Some use cases. Because we are just infrastructure, we love to share some use cases. I will not bother you, just 2 use cases. One is for public and private tenders. It's super common in Argentina and emerging countries that when, do you know how a public tender works? You send some, you send proposals and one point of time. You have 1 week or more time to process the tender, and then you open the envelopes and see who is the winner. From the moment that you present the proposals and the moment that you open the envelopes, it's super common in our country that, the friend or the brother of the government official in charge of the tender has a construction company. So they open the envelopes in the moment that they are presented. Hey, brother, change this number because with this number you're going to win the tender. And then they open the envelopes, and who is the winner? The brother of the government official. So to avoid that, this is a super simple solution. You hash the proposal, and in the moment of the opening, you hash it again and compare the hashes, and you see if the government official is cheating. Yeah, super simple. This is for procurement transparency. The second one is Davivienda. Davivienda is the second largest bank in Colombia. We've been working with them and with Coibanks, that is the solution provider, and with the Colombian Central Bank as well. And we are building this solution in 3 steps. The first one is without commercial or regulation risk. It's just an employee loyalty program. They provide free lunch for employees, and instead of paying with cash or tickets, they are now using a blockchain solution. That's not really great. They are not changing the world, but they are getting into this technology. The IT team is working and dealing with private and public keys and what happened with every part of the solution. The second stage is going to the customers on a loyalty program. Every time that the customers swipe the card, they get points, and that points are used in the spa, for train tickets or whatever they offer in the moment. And now they have, commercial risk because the solution is on their customer's pocket. We are working on that second stage. And the third stage, that's our main goal, and it's connected with the vision that I mentioned in the first moment. It's with this solution proven to be secure and working well, it's not going to be super difficult to talk with the central bank and say, hey, can I make micro-lending or micro-remittancy solution using this technology for the customers that cannot afford our financial services? So this stage way to deliver a solution, it's a good thing to be mentioned. That's why I'm sharing this. We are doing the same thing with Tarjeta Naranja. That is the first non-banking card issuer in Argentina. Well, we see this methodology that is working well. These are other potential use cases. If you are interested, these are just ideas. We are working with several governments, with several companies, and even with entrepreneurs. These 2 solutions are from entrepreneurs from Latin America. And maybe this just start an idea from the PowerPoint to a real business. So these are our communication channels. Telegram, I'm not sharing WeChat here because I don't think everyone uses WeChat in London, but we have a Slack, a community Slack workspace. Something that is good to be mentioned, the only official website is rsk.co. We found a lot of scammy websites that are cloning our look and feel and claiming to be doing a token sale and just putting an address for Ether or Bitcoin. Don't trust anybody, just go to rsk.co. All the real stuff is there. Yep. Every federation member has a smart contract, that is a multi-sig, to do this conversion between Bitcoin and smart Bitcoin. You can choose any of them. Even if you are building a solution and you want to be the one holding the value, you can have a federation node, join the federation, and secure your own value on the network. We are talking, for example, with the Central Bank of Colombia, just to start, letting them getting into the technology.
Why the Central Bank of Colombia? What was the selection?
Because they can issue, for example, crypto Colombian peso.
Right.
And they want to be the ones that are holding the value in the network.
Right, okay.
Not everybody. But if you are a huge company or a huge entity, you can be part of the federation. So because we are subsidized by the miners, we are giving you a new revenue stream, and they are not losing efficiency. So that's why they are giving us hashing power. We can put the transaction fee and the fuel cost super low. And it's set as in purpose and in 3 cents of the dollar. So, and we put it in as a minimum because you can do, it is free. Anybody can do a denial of service attack because it's free. So we put it there. The team, it's almost finishing a solution to attach fiat with the price of the gas. So will be set to a fiat price instead of fluctuating with the crypto value. I will do the entire cycle. Imagine that you send 1 Bitcoin to the two-way peg. You get 1 smart Bitcoin. You use that full bit. Let's talk about Satoshis or millibitcoin, but I'm using Bitcoin to make this easier. You send that Bitcoin as fuel, and 80% of that value that you originally sent to the peg, it's rewarding the miners. So it's not mine. It's doing that. You send to this smart contract the value to this address. The value is locked in that address, in the Bitcoin side, and it's released on the same address but in the RSK side. You use your smart Bitcoins or not, and then if you want to cash back, you do the same operation. I know it's confusing because it's merging the two words. hopefully, at that moment of time, the drive chain will be implemented, and you don't have to trust any federation.